Hey, everybody, welcome back. We are um, here on July 10th discussing Saturn conjuncting Neptune. Um, this is a transit that's going to be activated for the next couple of years. It's going to be going back and forth. But the evening is about this. We had our Uranus and Gemini episode last time. I had problems. Rick continued. Thank you, everybody, for, being patient. And then I'm already forgetting what we're discussing next time. I'm gonna think of it in a minute, but it's good to see everybody. For those of you on YouTube watching, you can absolutely join us. It's every other Thursday. And I usually put out a calendar at the beginning of every month, and it'll tell you what we're discussing that month, to prep you and see some things interest people more than others. But it's always good to have you, and it's always great to welcome new folks. And of course, here with us tonight is our regulars who I love seeing. So why don't we get started? And I'm going to share my screen. And
For
Claudia,
other,
you're doing transits and timing of spiritual growth the next meeting.
thank you.
You're welcome. I looked it up on Facebook really fast.
Thank you. It's been
I'm going to throw something in there. You mentioned that people can join us on Thursday, but the way that you'll get the link, you will want to join in on our Facebook community group, Astrology Unplugged Community, and you can see it there, or become a personal connection with Claudia or myself, and we will get you the links. That way you can actually step into the 7 o'clock time zone and join us for the podcast live.
I do. Yes, Rick, thank you for reminding us all of that. And I do want to say, through an unfortunate event, which turned out to be fortunate, the new link, in case you all ever talk to anybody that goes back, Rick has people that he's been teaching for years, many years, as you all know. The new link will be updated on the website shortly, and I would say in the next week or so. The that link will be the current link. The link that's there now is we haven't been able to update it until this very week. So look for that. So also on my personal page, I make those posts public so you can share them if you're not on the Astrology Unplugged group.
Claudia,
Yes.
I also noticed that there is a new person that has taken over the name Astrology Unplugged, so people have to be careful that they don't go there because that's a different person and because Rick
They've
had it.
duplicated it.
Yeah, so I don't know what you're
You mean
doing
on you?
about that, if you're going to keep Rick DeClemente Astrology Unplugged or what, but people need to know that they're not going to find it just by looking on YouTube for Astrology Unplugged. They're going to
Right.
find a totally different astrologer.
Yes. So I'm trying to think, we're discussing it backstage because I want to keep his name. So for now, you gotta connect Astrology Unplugged with Rick DeClemente, and that's the only one that you'll know. That's the real one. Thank you for letting us know, Erica. We did know about that. It's a great title. I don't blame somebody for stealing it, but it's his to begin with. And it's just so him because he was unplugged. So
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. All right. So we'll get started. If you can see my screen, just give me a yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you've all heard about this. Saturn is going to conjunct Neptune. Saturn went into Aries. Neptune went into Aries recently. This is a big deal. This doesn't happen very often. Every 35 years, this conjunction happens. It doesn't always happen in Aries, but this time it's in Aries. So tonight, we're gonna go through the significations of each planet, and then what happens when you combine them, and then what happens when they're in Aries, and what happens with world events, and then what happens in your own chart. All that will be covered tonight. So let's start with Neptune. It entered Aries on March 30th, and it's going to retrograde, meaning it's going to go back into Pisces in October. And I'm sorry, yes, that's right, in October. And it'll be re-entering Aries in January of 2026, January 26th of 26. And then it'll remain there until March of 2039. So it's a lot of years of us experiencing this transit. Not all those years are Saturn and Neptune are going to be conjunct, but this is really significant. Anytime a planet, especially the outer planets, they change signs, as we've talked about in the past, it's a big shift in energy for all of us, for the world, for your family, for yourself. We all feel it. We all feel it differently, but we all do. And so I have some words up on the screen. I don't need to repeat all of them, but I did want to ask the group, when you think about Neptune, and try not to look at the screen at the moment. I'm not looking at the words. I want you to think about what comes to mind when you think about the planet Neptune. I'm just curious to see what you all think.
I think of
Blurry.
Spirituality.
Pisces.
You think of Pisces? Yeah,
I think of blurry, no boundaries.
yes,
Mhm.
yep. And what
I
did you
think,
say?
yeah, sorry, Rick.
I said spirituality.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the same. Something to do with the, yeah, spirituality and belief.
mm,
Maurice Fernandez said the wave entering the ocean.
oh, wow.
Isn't that beautiful?
That
Yeah,
is
Mhm.
you did say that.
beautiful. That's beautiful. I think of I think of God and I think of love when I think of Neptune. But pretty much right away, I do think of murkiness, I have to say. And so that it always depends on how you decide to use energy, right? How you decide in your awareness of how you're gonna be in that energy. So you can be in the energy of a higher consciousness, or you can be in the energy of getting drunk. You can choose.
Some of the words you're using made me think of consciousness slipping through different levels, and I was thinking shifting consciousness was one way and you pulled in murky, because there are some ways we try to shift consciousness with meditation,
Mm-hmm.
with different ways to relax. It's definitely a boundary that is being shifted between the conscious and the unconscious.
Yes.
Yeah, falling asleep, going into a dream, that's definitely different consciousness, right?
Mhm.
Absolutely. Right.
Definitely. So with every planet, we get the higher expression and we get the lower expression. And as long as you remain, I mean, this is what I tell myself, when I'm having a certain transit. Okay, so I know that this is, I don't know, Saturn. So I can either get disciplined about something or I can get very fearful about something, or very the opposite of Saturn, which would be, well, actually very Neptunian, very wishy-washy about it. I get to choose, I get to choose how I look at it. And if I get to choose, I mean, I did this with myself today. I have something that's going on in my life, and I think, yeah, just change the way you think about it. And I know it sounds simple, and then I'm not trying to oversimplify it, but we have that ability to just, and if I can't do it, I ask for help in helping me to see something in a different way. How can I look at this in a different way? So that
Let
is,
me throw something in there when you're done.
and that's, I try to, when I get so where I get too in my head about something and it's upsetting, or it's something where I feel like I'm almost being my worst enemy, then I ask for guidance on how I can see things in a different manner. Um, and it usually helps a lot. Go ahead.
I think with my Saturn being a bucket handle in Pisces,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably why I think of it as you don't have to take either extreme. You can treat it as a kind coach.
Mm. What a great,
That's
that's
good.
like a t-shirt, Rick. What a great way to put it. A kind coach.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
You've
a
got the
really,
material already within you. It's just, hey, don't forget this.
yeah. Yeah. Very, I love the way you put it, because you're really not judging yourself at all. You're not,
Right.
you're just accepting and helping, supporting and
Yeah, and I think when you take
nudging.
conflict out of the equation, when you stop having this us them mentality
Mm-hmm.
and it becomes we us, each playing our role.
Yeah. 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 So Neptune is Neptune is a powerful planet. It's really powerful. In fact, Rick mentioned to me this week how Rick D was really looking forward to either this transit or discussing this transit, because he
Hmm.
knew how significant this was going to be. I'm not sure if it was he had something, he either had Neptune, Saturn, something in his chart, or Neptune, Mars, or both, but he was a Neptunian guy. So he understood this energy quite a bit. And actually, ironically, he was also Saturnian. Isn't that
He
Hmm.
was
funny?
Pisces moon, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a big Neptune influence for Rick because Neptune and Pisces are so closely linked together.
Aligned.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're right. He was both. He was a he's Rick is a Capricorn and his moon is in Pisces. So Capricorn sun, Pisces moon.
Yes. Yes. Really kind of funny. So
Maybe we can close out tonight by looking at his chart too.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
let's,
I think you would love that.
yes, let's, yes, yes. Okay. So this transit of Neptune for a couple of years. So from basically right now, from March through 2039, I'm sorry, through about 2027, they're going to be traveling together, Neptune and Saturn. Um, Eventually, Saturn's going to go quicker. Saturn's going to bypass it because Neptune moves slower. So the key years are going to be now through 27. And you know what? I'll hold off because we have another section for that. So now let's go to Saturn. So Saturn is going to be in Aries. Just went into Aries in May, and it will stay there until April of 28. It will retrograde back into Pisces as well. February 13th of 26, it'll fully go back in there and stay there until 2028. So it's a 2.5 year transit. So those who have Saturn in Aries are having a Saturn return, whether it's your first, second, third Saturn return.
Mm.
My daughter is currently in this, and it's great to watch Saturn returns happening in real life because, you, well, not just Saturn returns, all kinds of transits that you just stand back and see the astrology play out in people's lives, and it's really magnificent. So Saturn,
This might be an interesting adjunct to have that Saturn return in Aries, where you might have a very authoritarian or aggressive thought of your Saturn in Aries, and then you get the return, and coincidentally, it's conjoining Neptune. That's going to
yeah, no, that's
relax your
big. Yes,
perception of teaching, of karma, of lessons in general.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
I
can I
see.
share a little background on the Saturn Neptune cycle before we get too much further? It's a great
Absolutely.
place to put it.
Yeah.
Um, I just wanted to bring attention to what some would consider the Saturn Neptune planetary cycle and its phases, or the hard aspects. We're going to look back a little bit at 1989. That was the conjunction of Saturn Neptune when it last occurred.
Mm-hmm.
It's the start of the first phase. Then you have the waxing square in June of 98 till April of 99. That waxing square started the second phase. From August of 06 to June of 07, we had the opposition of Saturn Neptune starting the third phase. And then from November of 15 to September of 16, we had the waning square, which was the start of the fourth and last phase. And then this demarcation of February 26, that conjunction, when it becomes full and exact, that is the first exact. They measure from exact to exact. That
Mm-hmm.
would be the end of the old cycle and the start of the new.
Mm.
So we are in the birth pangs of the new, I would suspect, as we are seeing it come into orb
Right. Right.
and playing around in Neptunian ways.
Yeah. Thank you. It's great to watch the whole, or to think about, because it makes you look at it holistically, like not just this little span of time, because as we know, everything is so cyclical, right?
Right. If you want, I could share some historical things that I found in regard to Saturn Neptune in Aries, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
very rare. Um, because I have that handy as well.
Yep.
Um, someone did some serious research here. So this research goes back as far as 593 BC.
Ooh.
Was the first one that is recognized as far as the research went. Um, then 91 BC, and you'll understand why there isn't much history mentioned about these.
Right.
And then in 232 BC was the next Saturn Neptune conjunction. And then around 555 AD, we had the next one. And that one I recognize as interesting because I'm familiar that under that, before it hits exact, just like now, it's going to come into orb. So while it was under the auspices of coming into orb, the Emperor Justinian, who was certainly structurally at play in charge of the Roman Empire, he forces the Synod of 553 to remove both reincarnation and the works of Origen, the church father, out of Catholicism. That was a big deal for shifting and changing things. And oh, I forgot to mention that in 232, that is when you saw the very first use of the word pope.
Oh,
Yeah. Um, it was I'm trying to remember his name. I didn't write it down. He was from Alexandria, and he was actually a student of Origin.
Mm.
Yeah.
Rick, what are you referring to when you say origin? If you
Uh,
could
yeah,
explain
that's
what you mean.
Origen. And
Oh, I'm not familiar with that at all.
it's a church father in Catholicism.
Oh.
Origin, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard that word.
There are many works. Um, as a minister, I've studied church history, so
Yeah.
So gen is like the genesis of something, and aura, I don't know what that part of the word,
yeah, I don't know the origin of his name.
of the word origin.
Yeah,
Maybe they spoke it. Oration and
right, maybe.
Genesis, the beginning of origin or something. And
Yeah,
that's when they left the women out at that point.
that's
'Cause
in it.
it was the father and no mothers around. Papa and no mama.
Right. Then we have a big wait. The between 555 AD, the next one in Aries is not until 1380. And that was fuel. Historically, there's more stuff there, and there's a lot of particulars about the Hundred Years' War, where um, England and France were battling over Brittany that was in France, and it was considered a part of Celtic nations. And there was also an interesting conflict with the end of Romanticism as far as chivalry. There was some sort of an end to that structure. So the Saturn structure that was basically challenged the Arthurian romantic legends. So that one was very interesting to me. And then after that, we had one in 1703. And that was the last time it was in Aries until this one that we are experiencing now. So
This is huge.
yeah, it's a big leap of time. It just
That's
seemed like it was interesting, and I can share those dates with anybody who's interested if you and I have the links
Yes,
for
thank
please.
you.
Definitely.
I'll go ahead and I'm going to pop it into our chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
That's the
Thank you
easiest
for
way.
that.
Certainly.
Yeah, this is a pretty big transit in that not only is it a significant transit for the world, but in that also, as we just heard, it's been a long time. Are you seeing my slide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time. I mean, yeah. Thank you for that, Rick. That really kind of puts things in perspective in a whole new way.
I'm also sharing an interesting quote here about the meaning of the conjunction. Um, the conjunction means that you who are interested in mystical subjects will get a big boon since your intuition, Neptune, will become practical and applicable Saturn and
Mm-hmm.
translate into action in your life because of
Yeah.
Aries.
Yeah. You know, when I started thinking about this transit, this was months ago. I'll be honest, I was confused about it. I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't know how it would, and I still, I mean, let's face it, we just started this transit, but now that I understand it so much better, it's gonna be such a great opportunity for us. It's gonna be a great opportunity for us to do what Rick just said. I heard this today and I thought it was wonderful. Think of a composer. A composer, I would imagine, I don't know any personally, hears music in his head, maybe dreams about it. I don't know. It's inside him. And then he puts it on paper and puts it out in the world. That is exactly how this energy is going to work, can work for us. You you manifest a vision, you ground it, you have the vision, and then you actually make it a reality. And in Aries, it's such a great opportunity because Aries is
Mhm.
a fire sign that's just full of just let's go. Just go and do it. Do it and give it your all. It's beautiful. So the more I think about this energy, the more I get excited about, oh, this is a great opportunity for all of us. Now, yes, not all of us are going to have it in such a, let's face it, it's not going to come to like the way I just said it, where I'm just going to, make a piece of music. First, Neptune is going to be in Pisces. And in Saturn too, they're traveling together. They're going to go back and forth from Pisces to Aries. In Pisces, I think the energy can be a little different. Um, and maybe even what happens is that it causes some dissatisfaction within you or some nebulousness, but it pushes you. Once it gets into Aries, it pushes you into more of an action-oriented mindset. Am I making sense here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Claudia, won't it be in the house where we have our, where it's going to fall into Aries, wherever Aries is in our natal chart?
Yep.
Mhm.
And now we're going to look at that, Erica. Yes. So it's going to primarily be in early Aries. So wherever early Aries is in your chart, that's where the action is. We're going to look at that for all of us tonight, even if we just take 1 or 2 minutes. We don't.
That's where we have to get out the shovels and start digging the foundation, huh?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm telling you, the more I think about it, the more I have to see it as a gift to all of us, because I think we're going to be ready to build our own make our own dreams a reality, whatever it is. And this is Aries. It's about us, ourselves. And if we all do that collectively, it's wonderful to have all this energy that's going to um, help the world if you use it correctly. This energy can also be very, uh, depending on who you are, it can go sideways. You have to be a particular kind of person, though. You have to be a person that is kind of in another world, a cult leader, somebody that's really just full of lies, somebody that's living in a whole different universe than we are. That person is probably, they're not going to handle it in the way that I just said. And I bet you we're going to have, the babies being born right now. We're going to have I think we're going to have beautiful spiritual leadership coming our way in the next 20, 30 years with these babies that are being born with this. Um, so let's talk about Saturn. So Saturn, we know about Saturn, right? So let me do the same exercise with you guys. What do you try not to look at the screen? What do you think of when you think of Saturn? And don't disclaimer yourself. Don't like just the first thing that comes to mind.
Structure.
Yeah.
I always think of what Rick D said, making sure.
I was thinking the same thing, Erica.
Sorry, Dr. John.
It's okay. Making sure. I also think of responsibility,
Yeah.
follow through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought structure, but also somehow within that, therefore guidance,
Mm-hmm.
sort of, because Saturn seems to sort of, well, it'll push you if you haven't sort of
Yeah.
sorted things out. So
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
you know, he's the archetypal father of the zodiac. So a father does do that for us, don't they? You know, they guide us. They guide us in that they give us that structure that we need. Um, I
They
think
give
when
us a reality check.
yeah, big time.
Yeah. In addition to everything else you said.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
after the wildness of Sagittarius, with I want to do this and I want to do that, it's like, okay, but what is realistic? Time to buckle down and not just be all Jupiterian and think that you can do all this stuff. Now it's time to ground it because it's a earth sign. So what can you realistically do?
Yeah, yeah. I usually think of the word structure and maturity. Maturity is one that I've thought about in the last few months. And all those words are correct. I mean, you're all right. None of you are wrong. And it depends on, you know, some people have an easier time with this planet than others. Um, I know people that are naturally, I mean, they self-correct, they're mature, they don't complain. You give them more to do, they just do it. They, you know, take on responsibility. They, and then there's others that resent it or resist it or whine about it, right? And that's just life. But once you understand that it really is going to, like your father, your father's trying to help you. Your father's not trying to make your life miserable. He knows that before he gives you the car, you have to know how to drive the car safely and well. So otherwise you're gonna screw yourself. You're gonna mess everybody up, including yourself. So that's the energy that Saturn doles out. And in Aries, well, we'll get to that part. So then let's put it together, right? Let's put together Saturn. Do I need to go back? Hold on a sec. No, I said the dates. Yeah, it's with us. It's in this sign till 2028. After that, it goes into Taurus. So when I was thinking about tonight, I was thinking about these two planets. I had these two visuals. I had a visual of a building. A building has a foundation. It has what do you call it? The structure, the beams, the weight bearing beams. It has to have walls. It has structure, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then I also thought about a cloud. What that's Neptune. They couldn't be more different. They're almost opposing things, right? Like a cloud is, you don't know where it ends, where it begins, what it's gonna do, and it's just so dreamy and all that stuff, right? And it's beautiful. It's, you know, Neptunian things tend to be the higher octave of Venus, which is beauty. Um, but the cloud and the building, that was the thing that I kept thinking of. So how do I put these together? So one of the things, especially in the sign of Aries, it's going to be self-mastery. Think about what it's going to take for you to make your dreams a reality. It doesn't have to be a big dream. It could just be, I want to learn how to make a lasagna. You know, at first you think about it, and then you bring it to fruition, and maybe you really screw it up a couple of times before you get it right. Um, but it can cause a lot of, and again, you kind of have to disclaimer all this with what else is going on in your chart, what other planets do you have going on in your chart, and what house is it going to travel through? But one of the big things that I thought of, and this is the thing that is just that I mentioned earlier, is leadership as far as the spiritual aspect within ourselves, and then we'll see out in the world. So, this is a great time for you to get more disciplined about any spiritual pursuit, discipline, practice. Um, Everyone's different in that way. But what I find is that when these transits come along, you don't have to listen to me and say, yeah, Claudia said this. It just comes over you. You just feel like doing it. You just feel like doing the thing that you said maybe you should do 5 years ago, and then all of a sudden you're doing it because this is the way that energy is just inborn in us. I have a transit right now that I kept hearing, well, you're probably going to start working out. And I thought, oh, I'm probably going to be the exception. And look at me. I'm not really working out. Like, I don't go to the gym or anything. But for me, I'm trying to work on, exercising and being consistent. These things happen. The reason I said that is because energies just come through us and they express themselves and we don't even know how they happened. We don't put it on a calendar. We don't plan it. It just is inborn in us because we're all connected. The planets are part of us and vice versa. So idealism and reality. Um, Linda, God bless you. Linda said it the right way. Saturn is a reality check, right? But then you mix idealism with it. So again, very opposing energies. So you have to look at, and it really is a little bit of a puzzle to me. How do I use this in the best conscious way for myself? Um, what we've seen in the past, and I'm sure you've all heard that the Berlin Wall came down during a Neptune Saturn transit. And it wasn't in Aries. I want to say it was in Capricorn or Libra. I
It
can't
was in
remember.
Capricorn.
Okay. I mean, if you don't, that's like, oh my God, that's so perfect. I mean,
Yeah, the wall was dissolved.
yes, yes. Mm. So it's going to express itself in the way that it needs to in your life, in our world, in our community, in our government, in our church, in our library, however it needs to. I'm saying words right now, and I put these words on a slide, and we're all talking about these key words, but the universe is a lot more complicated and a lot more layered that I could ever put on any one slide, right? And uh, there are things that are going to happen in our lives that we couldn't even possibly imagine because we can't think of every single scenario. But I do believe that spiritual movements, spiritual people, disciplined, not structure, organizations, they're going to possibly be more, either they're going to start or they're going to be more prominent in our world. And that doesn't always mean that they're going to be quote unquote good. What I mean is that they're going to exist and they're going to come to fruition. This could be something that is, a little it could be an organization that really is not doing something so good for the world. Because think of what happens when you're under a Neptunian fog. You believe certain things and you really do believe things that aren't so. So people act in weird ways. I remember Rick saying he wouldn't even talk to people if they're having a Neptune transit because he knew
They're that confused.
they're that confused and they don't know it. They think that this is the way that it is. And I have to tell you, so, let's keep this in mind. Neptune is an outer planet. Saturn is not an outer planet. It's
Right.
so who is going to be the guiding force here is going to be Neptune. That doesn't mean that Neptune's always going to be leading the ship. I'm just telling you that Neptune is a pretty strong influence in this conjunction because it,
Even if Saturn's driving, Neptune's going to grab the wheel.
Totally.
It's like it's going to throw the dog out in front of your car that makes you swerve. For sure, it's going to mist over your illusion of control. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? I'd like to go ahead and share some thoughts on this slide.
Please.
Self-mastery is a fine thing to expect to engage, but when everybody does it, and we're dealing with all these things, please note the crisis of belief, authority, and mass consciousness is not spelled, and I said it wrong. I should have said crises. It is not crisis. It is crises. It is multiple crises. That's why it's in the plural of crises.
Right.
I mistakenly used the word crises so people would understand what I'm getting at. The idea of spiritual leadership. Well, when Neptune is taking us on our journeys, it's really a wonderful ideal to look at the astrological idea of spirituality, which is find your own path. Look at your own ninth house, your ninth house ruler, and how you are going to do spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're going to be able to see through all these strange quirks of spiritual leadership, of the charlatans, the the um the fake gurus, the weirdness that
Yeah.
is known to be a part of spiritual movements with some of the strange elements that come within them. So there's uh I don't think it's just going to be a simple dissolution of structures. I think it could easily be a conflict of structures, destroying one another, or perhaps sharing ideals with one another to build back better, maybe. That's an interesting idea,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So it'll be interesting to watch as we blend all these different ideas and pay attention to the way the wind blows. It'll be interesting to watch.
It'll
Can
be
I share
really,
something?
please.
Since Aries has a lot to do with martial things, warfare, weapons, masculinity, it's very possible that people will look at the Second Amendment again and how we, our beliefs about, being able to own guns and what those guns do, which would be wonderful if it became more responsible, wouldn't it?
We could also look at just simply re-envisioning a spiritual connection to the use of power.
Yeah, but
You
I'm
know,
just saying from the standpoint of Aries, Aries is so, it's so immediate, it's so martial, it's like machinery and tools and, which translates sometimes into a weapon, or it could
Mhm.
be something to, new way of constructing buildings. Um, a new way of looking at conflict.
I to kind of springboard from where you're going with that,
Mhm.
I found in some of my searching, and I'm really going to try to get better about holding on to my references better, but it was an older, more antiquated, and let's say forgotten space of what the god Aries came to start as. He was in the beginning a protector a fertility god, a farmer. It wasn't the push for the war. It was to be a provider and to be focused on um, food production. Protection, yes, that was part of it. But it was protecting the crops, protecting the community. It was less about war and it was more about protection.
Rick,
And I, sure,
I don't mean to cut you off.
please.
Yeah, you gave me a thought here. You know, I think of Aries, when I think of Aries, I often think of like first responders, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
police, fire,
Yeah.
EMS, and many of them, I mean, it's just a hunch. I mean, from some of the charts I've read, if they're not Aries themselves, like Aries Sun, they may have an Aries Moon or Mercury or something like that. Something that like where they have to jump in. But it is that I think that's like the higher octave of Aries. That's a higher octave of Mars to be that kind of, as you say, the protector, Rick, the person that jumps
Mm-hmm.
in, that wants to jump in and like, you know, maybe all they do is like just get you through the ER and they get you triage and everything, but like that's their role. And then they step back and somebody else comes in, the Taurus or the Taurus doctor or whatever steps in to stabilize. I mean, to take it from there once you're stabilized, they're just there to just kind of clean up the mess and get you things sorted out to where they need to go. But that can be higher Aries, very much so. And I think we may see
Absolutely.
a lot of that come to the fore with Neptune and Aries too.
And maybe it'll
However, sorry.
sharpen our thoughts on medicine because a lot of medical practices today owe their style to battlefield medicine.
Yes, yes.
And that's not always a good thing.
Yeah.
That's fine for a gaping wound, but it is not fine for a systemic long-term issue. Yeah. Somebody else had a thought.
Yeah, if I could, I think everything you're saying is beautiful and right on, but we do have to remember also that Neptune is ideology.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, what we're seeing is the use of military type, lower level of Aries energy for ideological
Militarization of
purposes.
ideology.
Correct. Yes, militarization of ideology. And we hope that doesn't, get out of hand or go farther than it is. And there's lots of reasons why it might not, because in Aries, every individual is getting in touch with self and being more active. You know, people are just like, they're really tuning in to who they are and they're going like, wait, this is not me. Um, I'm
We
not
could,
full of hate and I don't want to
yeah.
support it. So,
I can also see where we could also look at this as the negative of Neptune, because
well,
it's
it
the
is.
deception. It's the deception
Yeah.
as well.
Propaganda and deception.
Yeah, and the deception that is utilized by Neptune
Right.
is well renowned amongst students and people who are familiar with astrology. It is
Yes.
illusory.
Right. When I look at charts, I tend to, when I see the Saturn Neptune conjunction, especially people born in the 50s, I've learned to see the archetypal parts of it, of like Neptune is telling Saturn something like, here's my ideology or here's my dream. And Saturn's going, you can't do that. You can't do that. You being the kind of like Debbie Downer. But like you said earlier, a lot of times Neptune will win because it just kind of puts the cloud around Saturn and confuses it enough. And
It
so
grabs the wheel.
those are archetypal dialogues that I think go on inside of us when Neptune and Saturn come together, that we have a dream or we have beliefs or whatever. And Saturn's there as the reality check or the one that's saying, no, you can't do that. Then Neptune's going, no, yes, you can. Yes, we can. We can sing the song, or we can do the dance, or we can go on the trip, or whatever. We can make the spiritual journey. And Saturn's, oh, it's too hard. It's too hard. We don't have enough resources. We can't do it. So there's that kind of internal dialogue that goes on. And then it goes on in the collective too. That's the scary part.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty
You know
scary.
what? You gave me an interesting thought. You said something about the dream, and I thought, I mean, I was seeing MLK, and I was wondering, wouldn't it be a fascinating show? Maybe we could do it for a February show sometime for Black History Month. MLK's chart compared with the date he gave the I Have a Dream speech,
Oh, yeah.
and see what influences were being illuminated. That would be a fantastic social
Yeah.
justice piece where we can see the intersection
Right.
of equality, racial justice,
Right.
and astrology. I could
Yeah. and
see that as
see.
a fantastic tool.
What
Yeah.
year was, do you remember?
It was right before he was assassinated too, unfortunately.
Okay, so it was like about
68,
10
67?
yeah, 67 or 68,
Yeah,
68.
the speech might have been 67 because he was assassinated in April 68.
Okay, so 52, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So
I-
it's about halfway is probably the opposition of the Saturn Neptune cycle where that happened.
Mm,
Check
It's
it out.
almost like he knew that
Right.
he was leaving, you know?
Mm.
I know.
I
Yeah.
He
think
was
he
really
did.
sticking his neck out all the way, no
Yeah.
matter what. And leaving us with those thoughts and inspirations.
Yeah, and
But the
to me,
fight,
it's kind of comforting as well because I know I've had the thought when all this stuff started, I have thought of his speech and realizing in myself, I may not get there with you. I may not be here.
but how many
Or-
John Lewises were also picking up what they could?
Right, exactly. So we all just have to do what we can, right?
and the whole
Absolutely.
power to the people thing that people used to say back in the 60s, it's come back. We realize that the power is with the people. So we
Absolutely.
can't lay down
Yes.
and die and just get frustrated. We can take
No,
a
we
nap
can't.
and then get our energy and get up and fight
Right,
again.
exactly. Yeah.
Linda had an
That's-
idea. Linda Jordan.
Oh, I just wanted to say, I looked it up. It's 1963.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was
I thought it was
more. It was
1963 too.
well.
Yeah, I did too.
I think we were confused because of RFK's
Oh
assassination.
yeah.
Oh,
It was
well,
JFK, yeah.
And
John
it-
Kennedy.
No, RFK.
Okay.
No, but it was around the time JFK was killed.
But the
that-
confusion
Yeah.
was because of RFK's assassination,
Oh, okay.
67
Right.
going into 68.
well,
Yeah.
well, Martin
Maybe
Luther
you weren't born yet, so you don't remember, Rick.
King,
Oh, I was
You were
born in
just a little
65.
baby.
I was
you're just a baby.
I studied. You would not believe the history I've studied.
Well, you know, King and Bobby Kennedy were killed in the same 6 weeks apart in 68. You know, and
I mean,
the
63, right?
no, 68. He was assassinated in 68. The I Have a Dream speech based
Oh,
on
oh, oh, oh.
Wikipedia
Yeah.
was
Okay.
was 5 years before that, but there had been a march. I can't remember.
Selma.
He was down in Memphis for the garbage workers strike, and he gave a speech where that's the speech where he talks about I have seen the mountaintop. So I'll look that up too. You know, I'm in a look it up mood.
So
But
they were two separate speeches, is what
Oh,
you're saying.
he was involved in a lot of justice work all
He was
over
an
the place.
unbelievable orator.
And the work that was done was not simply one notable thing. It was a constant put your feet on the pedal, you know. He was, after he got started, he was rolling.
He was a preacher.
And a young start with it too.
yeah, that with the speech, the April 3rd, 68 speech, which is right, you know, the last big speech he gave was the I have been to the mountaintop speech. And that's a speech that almost sounds like 100% knows something's coming.
Ah,
You
that's
know,
where I got that. Okay.
into the mountaintop.
Mm-hmm.
But
It
we
was
never
very
hear about that.
prophetic.
You don't
Very
never hear about that speech because I Have a Dream sort of wipes everything out. But it's
Yeah.
interesting that that speech in 63 was 60 days or so, maybe 90 days before Kennedy was assassinated. So these are things kind of, follow along with each other.
People
If
were
anything
too
else you want me to look
afraid.
up, I got my phone.
They were getting too powerful. They had to put them out.
I don't want to start us down a rabbit hole, but I'm curious. I'll just put this out here. Since King was really at his peak around the Uranus Pluto conjunction,
Yeah.
1965, 66, and all of civil rights, I guess, did any of that come forward, do you think, in the 2010s? I mean, I have ideas, but I'm curious what you all think. And do you see it culminating here as we get to the opposition here in the 2040s?
I think that's
I,
something we'll
Yes.
certainly see when we look at his
Yes.
chart.
yeah.
Where did that Uranus-Pluto conjunction hit him?
Yeah, I mean, and I think to keep it on the point of tonight, one of the things I love about cycles is seeing where they go. Like, I mean, as we're looking so closely
Yeah.
at the
Mhm.
Neptune Saturn conjunction, that's imminent now, and that we're really going to see, you know, perfected in February of next year. Where do we think that's going to go? I'm curious about, how this is going to evolve.
Yeah, I mean, the work of an individual can be chronicled after their death by continuing to look at their birth chart. You sort of, if there's a foundation that is continuing the work, that foundation will have as its origin a unique connection to the birth chart of the person that they're emulating. So the work of Jiddu Krishnamurti, I have examined through his birth chart when somebody asks me, so what's going on with the foundation right now? So I go back to that chart. I don't go back to when the foundation started. I look at what would happen if Jiddu Krishnamurti were alive today.
Yeah.
Well,
And it
Yeah.
always tells a story, always,
Mhm.
always. Rick used to look at their 12th harmonic and found that, oh, at this, something is
Mhm.
going on right now. And I don't know, somebody that passed away 10 years ago somehow has resurfaced in our consciousness and something's going on and it's connected to their chart, to their 12th harmonic.
Mhm.
It's incredible.
Rick was a groundbreaker in his use of harmonics as well,
Harmonic.
because
Absolutely.
he would take harmonics and do things
Yes.
that the teachers would say you can't do. Yet he found validity
He
in
did.
the real life experience
He very
where
much
he would
did.
take the harmonic and use a bi-wheel with the transits
Yeah,
and compare it with the natal.
Mhm.
yeah, he very much did.
Yeah. So
what teachers were those that said you can't do it?
all the ones that came before Rick.
Yeah, but they didn't realize what was going to happen with astrology, that people would be discovering and making it grow way beyond what they gave us.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
He was a visionary.
He was.
He also used to argue that a birth chart would just keep going on, that even once people die, that stuff is still happening on their birth chart. Like,
Oh yeah,
Well,
Like,
that's what I'm
that's
saying
absolutely
with
true.
Krishnamurti.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
You can
absolutely
look at the work of Freud or
Yeah.
Jung the same
Freud.
way.
and
Martin Luther King,
like,
Benjamin Franklin,
like some
Frederick
musician
Douglass.
that was obscure, like would be rediscovered and all his
Oh
books
yeah.
would come out, and there would be you could see it right in the current, the current chart if you looked at it. This is crazy.
It's absolutely. Other people would think it was really crazy. We know it's just,
Rick,
yeah.
genius. He's a
I
genius.
don't know, remember what was happening in the world. Maybe it was when a movie came out or something. And let's say it was MLK. It was a movie came out about him. We go look at his 12th harmonic, and there is something so prominent about a planet being hit that you just go, it's like somebody's, ringing a bell in that chart. that at that point, and it's always accurate. It is just amazing. It's so, human beings could never do this. It's just, it's
Not by
so,
themselves.
no, it's unbelievable. I've also heard the opposite, you know, that the time before you were born, um,
Mm.
will also connect to your own natal chart. So, you know,
I
a
was
year
born on
before
the
I was born,
anniversary of
3 months before
Hiroshima.
I was born,
Prenatal
that kind of,
eclipses.
Prenatal
yes,
eclipse, yeah.
Well, you weren't
Mhm.
born yet, but you were growing.
right, right. And it
Mhm.
is, I mean, Rick C told me something. I have my lunar, wait, I have my lunar
Prenatal.
prenatal lunar eclipse at 28 Gemini. And he recently told me something that I don't look at prenatal lunar eclipses. And you called it. And I'm seeing it happening as we speak. Something became dislodged in
Hmm.
in me. And I wouldn't have noticed that at all because I don't think about prenatal.
Right.
But there it is.
Well,
It's
you
a
who
lot to look
appreciate
at.
Jan Spiller, I
Oh, yeah.
think that's something you could really enjoy.
Totally. Yeah. So now, of course, now I'm, that's my new obsession. It's like, I gotta look at this every time you discover something. And so we could do this for the next 10 lifetimes and not get it all, it's
I know.
endless. Um, so why don't we
Absolutely.
continue? And I love this
Yes.
conversation, and let's go into really what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
So more of what is this really going to mean, right? And I think you're
Mhm.
looking at this is the last slide, and really I'm just going to orient you back to your chart. We know that Aries is the I am of the zodiac. Aries starts everything. Aries, my Aries niece recently asked me, she goes, "How come mine is always first?" And I said, "Honey, because you're always first." Because Aries is always going to start. They're the self-starter. They're the starter. And like John said, they're going to start something. They're not going to necessarily continue it, but they initiate and they have that, it takes like that fire oomph, that thing that makes people, not everybody has that innately in them, um, where they do something for the first time and they just think it's natural that they start this crazy thing and nobody's doing it, but by God they do it, and uh, it it's part of their DNA. So when we think about Aries, when we think about these planets being in Aries, think about self-mastery is one of the best ways we described it this
Mhm.
evening, I think. Um, there's a lot to that, just those two words. And being self-conscious. Rick D used to say that they are self-oriented, which is a great way of putting this here. Instead of saying they're just self-absorbed, it's
I like that.
self-oriented. Yeah. And they cannot help it. That is their job. That's everybody gets a role, and that's their role. Now, we all
That's
know in
another good
this
one
where
that
we are
Erica
right
said.
now that just because you're an Aries doesn't mean that's just your sun. Let's assume that's your sun. But we all have other planets. Exactly, Jane. So, this energy playing out in this sign really can be quite, some could say revolutionary, some could say daring,
Mhm.
kind of, not kind of, very feisty. It can absolutely be very feisty. You choose. You can be a fighter, or you can just be passionate about something. That's everyone's different. Impulsive is also a word for Aries. Yes.
Mhm.
They don't they don't take to patience very well, but that all depends on their level, you know, like, for example, I talked about my daughter having her first Saturn return. She's got Saturn at Aries at 0 degrees. I love her. She's not the most patient person you've ever met.
One of the
She
great
knows it.
weaknesses
We
of
all know it.
one of the great weaknesses of Saturn is the head. It
Yes.
can be what gets them into trouble.
Mhm.
Their ideas, their they can be a little too headstrong, and it gets them in a bad space.
Extremely. I mean, that's what I've seen. And I think that Rick D actually told me this, Saturn can be tough on fire signs because fire signs,
Oh, Saturn's cold and wet,
yeah, and
or is
fire
it cold and
signs
dry?
are like fire. Fire doesn't want to be put the blanket over it. They want to just do
Mhm.
their thing. So it all depends on people's charts, but I think it would be great if we took a few minutes and went over, if you want us, if you want, we can look at our own charts. How's that?
Let's roll through it.
Our favorite thing to do, aside from everything else we do. So I'm going to share my screen and let me know if you can see this well. Can you see that all right?
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
can? Okay. Because it looks different on my screen. It looks like it's not taking up the whole screen. All
It's
right.
not. It's not taking up the whole screen. Is that what?
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm
Hit
going
it
to do,
twice?
no, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it look better for you because it's weird looking at it like that. All right. So first, here's what we're going to do. We're going to, I'm going to ask
There you go.
all of you to tell me where is the action happening for for Erica, but not Erica. Don't answer.
My name is spelled with a K, by the way.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Everybody does that just about.
I'm gonna try to remember to change that as soon as we get
Okay.
out.
Gee, I wonder where it's happening.
Right.
Well, I would look at
Oh,
the polarity of it, that it's definitely there in the 6 and 7, but it's also in the first because she has Neptune there. So
Yeah, definitely. You're
so it's the self and other people.
heading into a Neptune opposition.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So the
I'm also seeing, even though we don't use mathematical points so much when it comes to aspects,
mhm.
that south node in the natal trine Saturn is making it's going to get that energy of this for about 5 years. This
Whoa.
Saturn Neptune
Yeah.
conjunction, it's already been in effect, and it looks to me like with Saturn being in Leo, this self-expression of looking at the south node, things her mind has wanted to explore, conversations she has wanted to have for all of her life, she's going to have the discipline and the spirituality to bring them out in her everyday life
Well,
from
thank
that
God,
sixth
it's
house.
about time at the age of 78. I better do it quick.
No time like the present.
No
It'll
time
be
like the
Erica
present.
unplugged.
Everybody will say, "Oh, here she comes across the street."
So Erica, one thing that I was thinking about it, maybe it's because I've been thinking about it lately. I think with this all this Neptune energy, I think it's important, and you probably do this already, is to ground yourself as much as possible. Because Neptune can be up just so in space.
Yeah. My Taurus helps me a lot. My Taurus sun helps me a lot with the gardening and the making things, cooking, working with my hands. Very practical. I'm very grounded that way.
That helps a whole lot. Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise forget about it.
So it's really lovely to have Neptune go over your Venus. That is a lovely time. I mean, it's like the two besties getting together. Um, it is over your sixth house. I'm not sure. You're retired, aren't you?
I retired in January,
Okay, recently.
finally. Yeah.
Yes. So this could be a really nice time to maybe enjoy that retirement on a new level.
Yeah, I am. It's more work than ever. But everything's getting fixed finally. Now I have to fix myself because it's in, my health house.
Yeah. And you'll have the support to do that. You'll have the support to do that. The Saturn will definitely help you. And if not, I find sometimes at the beginning of a transit, it's harder. It's harder to deal with the energy, whatever that energy is that is going to do with you. But then the remainder of it is you working your way through it or finding the solution or finding the way to deal with it. Because also with Neptune can cause disenchantment, unfulfillment, unhappiness. I'm not saying that it always does that. I'm just saying if that's the case, then it's going to help you find a way to enjoy your life more, enjoy your retirement, enjoy your daily life, find a new way to deal with your health, find a health routine or whatever it is you want to do. Um, Volunteer more, whatever it is. Volunteering is a great way to use this energy because it's
I'm
so
doing too much
altruistic.
of that already.
Yeah,
I
I
have
figured you
to
were.
extricate myself from taking on uh other things that other people are doing and kind of being involved in that too. And I just have to say, okay, that's good, I'll accompany you for this, but this is my time and I'm going to go do my own thing. Because with that Libra rising and the Neptune in Libra, I'm a very sort of partnership person. Oh, can I help you? I've always been that way all my life. Been right there, right alongside with the construction, with the tools, with the cooking, with whatever it is that's going on, various work. And now it's like, nope, I'm working on this by myself. I'll see you later.
Yeah. So yeah, remember that this is an Aries. So even just if you remember that, I
Yeah,
think that'll be a good reminder. This is an Aries. And you know that
yeah,
what Aries is about. And it's not selfishness. It's just
no,
there's a season and a time. Neptune being close to the ascendant in Libra. I mean, you are always going to be helping others. You're always it's just innate in you, I think, to think of others first. So maybe this is going to challenge you to think of you more.
Well, it's keeping me looking at the spiritual realm while everything else is so heavy and negative all the time, and just kind of tuning out of that and saying, no, 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 I'm going to look at the bigger picture. This is where we are now. And, it's much bigger than that. And there's
Yeah.
a reason for this. And, people almost get upset and furious with me. It's like, why aren't you more upset?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, because I'm looking at it differently.
Yes. Yes.
So, and
Yes.
I'm trying not to let myself get dragged into that, because then who's going to be there when the other people are drowning, right? Somebody's got to have the life preserver around them.
That's beautiful.
Thank
That's
you, Claudia.
Neptune near the ascendant. And Rick, I know you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest that as a an astrologically capable individual as you are, Erica, you should check out when the Saturn and Neptune conjunction is going to trigger your different points, like Venus, Eris, Mars, Mercury, Neptune, and also that trine from Saturn, because that trine is going to be having all this happen slowly. So you're going to have a lot of strength towards the structural side of this that may help with the Neptune opposition part.
Thank you. I will check that out. Thank
Great.
you very much, both of you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. I have to do this before I look at the other chart. Okay.
Mhm.
Hi, May. I never said hello to you.
Good to see you,
Hello.
May.
Hello.
Hi, May.
I've started a new job, so it's been really, really busy, and I haven't had the chance to do the Friday drop-in with everyone.
Oh, well, we're glad you're here now.
Yeah, it's a lot of changes going on. Yeah.
Really?
Mm.
While you're
Hopefully,
here,
yes, we're glad you're here. So, where is the action happening for May?
Can I just ask the birth location, does it matter to the chart?
Yeah, is this not
Because,
right?
yeah, the city didn't spell right. Yeah.
Okay, let me fix it and we could do it together. Hold on one second. I have to share my screen. Oh my gosh. Are
Was
you
it
seeing what-
pretty close to the right city at least, May? Or far away?
That name doesn't ring a bell to me, probably far
Oh.
away. Yeah.
Oh, that's not helpful.
Can
Good
you
thing
see
I
what I'm
noticed.
doing on the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right, so let's fix the town, the place.
Chengdu, Cheng Du.
EU.
D for dog, U for uniform.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this is a female. And this is December 15, 1985 at 3:30. Okay.
Huh.
Is that better? Does that look better, the place?
big change.
Is it?
Ah,
Previously, it looked like a Virgo rising.
Huh.
Or not Virgo, I think it was a Scorpio rising. So maybe it's somewhat.
It's close. It's close.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was a Libra rising.
Better to be a Libra rising though than a Scorpio rising, maybe.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. They suffer so much.
The Lindas will tell you.
Easier on you.
I think Linda Jordan has a Scorpio rising too.
I do. I do.
Yikes.
That's so funny. Okay, so where's the action? We got another one. We have another similar one here. Let me get my
Ah,
handy dandy pen.
yeah.
So it's
Because of the
right,
Libra rising, yeah.
it's gonna be right here. So the cusp of the sixth house is at 29 degrees Pisces. So we know that Aries is gonna be like right around here.
Wow.
That conjunction. It's gonna travel. It's gonna travel all this way till 2028. But for now, it's right here, which is the sixth house, which is similar to it's not that similar because Erica had a Neptune opposition going on, but this is the sixth house of, ironically, you just said you have a new job.
Yes. The last organization that I worked, they went through 2 restructure within the last 6 months. And then I didn't get a role, but lucky enough, I got a new job straight after.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a talk about a a beginning in job, health, how you serve the world. But also that has to come through you, remember? So even if, for example, like we just told Erica, she's doing some volunteering work, right?
Mm,
We know
mm,
that she's got that Neptunian wanting to help others, thinking of others.
mm,
This time you have to
mm,
make it where you're thinking of yourself first, and it sounds a bit selfish, but it isn't, because you're actually going to be better for others if you think
mm,
of it that way. It's just, that's just my opinion.
I think
Um,
it's fascinating too that Mars at 0 degrees 0 minutes of Scorpio is going to be in trine to this energy. So the drive you have to do you is going to be in effect for all this time with that conjunction, just helping support you with greater enjoyment of your Saturn and Neptune energies. That looks beautiful.
and then so that's going to trine, so that's going to be beneficial energy when Neptune and Saturn go back into Pisces, which it will. But then it's going to go forward again, and then it's going to trine all this right here. Your Mercury, your own Saturn. So that's really nice. And this is your, what you value, your self-worth, your money. So it'll work nicely with what's going on in this house of your daily life and your work. I'm not sure what this job is about, if it's something that is important to you. I don't, as far as what you want to do with your in your life, or is it just a job? But regardless, I think it's going to be good for you in some capacity, where it's going to help you level you up in terms of your self-esteem and
Self-worth.
big time.
yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to correct something I said earlier. I was looking at it wrong and saying trine. It's actually an in conjunction that will be lasting. So it's a lot of you adjusting and really being supported to go ahead and make changes in your life that your Mars will be honored. That's what I knew there was something positive about this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the adjustment that this is like the start of many changes for you, that you're
Mm,
looking to get an adjustment into something that is going to be more honoring to your own soul.
mm, mm,
That all sounds very good to me.
mm. Thank you. I will continue to explore that.
Yes, and your health, make sure you take care of your health, because you have a good opportunity to actually build really good habits
Mm, mm.
that can be long lasting,
Yeah.
which is great.
Thank, yeah, thank you.
I hope you don't work too hard and get to see us more often,
I mean, this new job is really, really busy.
Yeah.
And there's a lady, she's about to retire and she's taking 3 months off. So I'm gonna take over all her projects when she's
Mhm.
on holiday. It's like when I'm started, it's like through me in a middle of a war, and then I had to get everything, gather all the stories and get going. Yeah.
Yes, yes. What do you do, May?
I this new job is in a energy company, a power
Mm-hmm.
wholesaler. So they are the only power supplier in this country, and I'm a contracts advisor. So
Mm-hmm.
for all connections, for any new property developments, new commercial developments, we gotta get their contracts together. Depends
Yeah.
on what they do. Yeah.
Mm.
Gotta keep us posted. That sounds like like
That's very
something.
Saturnian, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't in this energy industry before. I was in construction. But as everyone know, the economic is going a downturn, and the construction industry and property development industry is going downhill. So I couldn't really get any jobs in that area. I mean, I've just applied some jobs, and I just landed with this one, which is not bad, taking consideration in the current tough job market.
Oh, that's great.
Mm.
Good for you. Good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Contract work sounds like it's very connected to Saturn's legal connections with justice and issues of that sort. So it sounds like it's a more stable space.
It is, and they are the only power supplier. It's probably will help me right through this economic downturn. Yeah, it's more job security in this company.
Oh, great. Great. Great.
Fantastic.
Mm,
Good for you. Good to see
thank
you,
you.
Renee.
Yeah.
All right. So let's look at Miss Jane. Miss Jane, where's the action? Oh boy, look at that.
Spot on.
Wow, Jane.
Yeah.
What?
February
Tell
is
me.
going to be extra special for you
Yeah,
next year.
gonna hit
Oh,
your
yes.
I mean, you're kind of
Claudia,
in it
you
right
said
now,
this.
actually.
Sorry.
Claudia, you said this when I had my solar return. I forgot. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I just made a mess of the screen,
I
but
love it.
it's like I'm a little kid. But it's all right here. And I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, you've got it's just on your Venus right now. It's about to hit your sun. It's going to go over all of this. And this is all, I mean, I think it was, I don't, who was it? Erica? Was it Erica that had the same Neptune over your Venus is just a beautiful
Yeah.
time to really.
Opposite.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe it wasn't you. There was definitely a conjunction. I don't know who came before you. Um, but Neptune over your Venus is just a time to rejoice of like, especially in Aries, enjoy your life, enjoy your relationships. Good, just
Yeah.
like,
Oh, and there's a trine with Uranus in the sixth house of everyday matters.
oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh.
Nice extra.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So all of this looks very nice. So hitting your sun, that's going to be a big deal. Everything we talked about tonight. So this at 5 degrees, you're going to start feeling it. As we get into 26, you're definitely going to feel it more so.
Okay.
Possibly even 27. This is really about what we talked about, which was really putting some structure to your aspirations, to what you want, to your spirituality. And this is going to tie into who you are as a person and your identity and your essence. And this is a big one. I mean, your sun is, if we were to squeeze Jane, and droplets would fall into the glass. This is your sun. And in Aries, it's just a dynamic, self-starter, wonderful, passionate energy person, really kind of goes with whatever life throws at them. You know, you're not going to find an Aries that's going to be whimpering in the corner ever. They just make it work. Whatever it is, they'll figure it out. They'll make it work. And here comes these planets really helping you put bones, structure to your visions and to your I the idealism is actually going to be lovely for you. I mean, I I think this is all just good. It's good stuff.
I gotta throw my
Thank-
2 cents in too before
Please.
something gets said here. Um, time leading up to this, as Neptune and Saturn have been traversing your second house, it was getting closer and closer to this Venus. And that conjunction gives you a greater awareness of form and harmony with Saturn, and with artistry and creativity with Neptune and Venus. So things that, and then you have this lovely sextile between your sun and Mars, with the sun in the third, that is going to facilitate you getting your point across through writing. Your fifth house of creativity, having Mercury as the ruler, is in your third house of communication. If you wanted to start doing creative writing, it could absolutely benefit you considerably. And it's a perfect work at home thing, with Venus ruling your fourth house and being in the second of income. So I would absolutely be thrilled to see what your mind comes up with that you would like to go ahead and get writing, or whatever your
I'm getting teary.
so tell me, how has that been going for
Well,
you?
it's interesting because it's all going on in my heart and my head. And because I have gone into what I even just today I'm thinking, calling it my creative period, because
Uh-huh.
I'm in retirement, and
Absolutely.
I really don't like the word retirement because it's got the word tired, retired. And so so and I feel like I'm bubbling away with ideas and learning, and like this group is so significant in that, and then other interesting spiritual stuff. um and I know there's this, I want to write, but I'm not doing it. It's sort of like I feel like there's, and it feels soon that I'm somehow or other just going to start and just let it out. And so so this just really resonates with me, that there's this burgeoning, this growth, this
Mm-hmm.
something's bubbling up, and
It's
I'm
been
in this
bubbling.
yeah, and I'm in this beautiful space
Mm-hmm.
to, because I can do that. I've got time.
Uh-huh.
The first time in my life,
Yes.
68 years, it's just this, yeah, really interesting time. And I feel so right now really open to what's possible,
Mm-hmm.
even though, you know, I think these sort of times can be a struggle, of course, because
Mm-hmm.
nothing's actually landed.
Well,
But
Jane, I have two things I can share with you. The first is, I don't know if you probably know of Zig Ziglar, the famous salesman, and
yes,
he's
yes,
been gone for a number of years now, but his quotes are like everywhere, and you can still find some of his writings. But I remember
yeah,
I actually went to see him once, and he said, I think it was his, because he was like in his 70s, maybe even in his 80s when I saw him. And he said something, he was like, I'm not retired, I'm refired. That's what I
that's
heard. And
so
so
that's
thinking with the
so
Aries
good.
energy here, maybe that's you. I don't think you're
Yeah,
retired, Jane, but I
I'm
do see
not.
the fire in you. The
And thank you, John, because I feel like that's happening just recently. Like I feel like I've been not fired. Do you know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? And then
yeah,
now, and it's
fired
anyway.
up.
Yes, I'm fired up.
Fired
Thank you.
up, yeah. The other thing is that, we, and I think we all do a better job of this here. This is, coming from Rick and, Claudia and Rick C and all. But, there's such a like the textbook astrology take on this is like, oh boy, Saturn's coming. It's going to be so difficult. It's going to be challenging and all. And it's like not to really make light of it, but also like, I mean, what if you accept Saturn as its, the challenge that it brings to you? What if you accept Neptune and the spirituality? I mean, it sounds to me like you have the right attitude of it. So you're embracing both of them as the opportunity that,
Oh
the
yeah.
opportunities that they're bringing to you. So,
Yeah.
which is also like the spirit of Aries. Like when it's, in its higher manifestation, Aries is just going to jump in and do it. It's not going to sit around and wait for things to come to you. It's just like, hey, I'm like, here I go. I'm jumping out of the plane.
Oh, thank you. Gosh,
Claudia,
Yeah.
put
thank you.
one more circle on there and circle Neptune. This only shows the majors, but you also have um everything is within orb with Venus to give you a yod. So your Neptune Pluto sextile is also part of transforming your spiritual ideas so that you can express them creatively with what is going on now. So there is another space where Neptune, Pluto, in both in conjunct to Venus, are going in the second half of your life to really make an impact.
Oh,
If you would be open and interested, we can get together and have a phone call. And I think that Erica's suggestion is fantastic. Do the morning pages. Are you familiar with the morning pages?
so we're talking about writing in the morning, you mean?
Yes.
Yes.
750 words. It's,
Okay.
yeah. And if you'd like, I'd be thrilled to give you a few suggestions on tools. We can connect either after the podcast or through Messenger, perhaps. Okay.
Fantastic. I would love that. Oh,
Just
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
it's just stream of consciousness, 750 words, to get all of the other stuff off of your mind, and then all that won't be distracting you anymore. And then maybe you can sit down and actually start writing what you want.
That's so, thank you. That's
They're
really helpful.
magical. It really is a magical thing.
I know when
Yeah.
I've engaged in the practice for several months, I actually had spirit come to me through the process. It,
Because
it was
that
crazy, amazing.
it is amazing, and I think I've spoken a little bit about this before, especially with Claudia, where I've been writing from what I call my higher self and what I call love or unconditional love. I write myself letters, and I had been doing that, and then I've been connected into Elizabeth Gilbert's letters from love that she has
Mm.
via Substack. But I have been doing it for a while, and it blows me away what comes out onto the page because it is just full of, well, it's full of love, but it's also full of just beautiful positivity and when, especially in our current world, it's just beautiful to have that voice come in, to have
Mhm.
that
Mm,
and just give you this lift that that you're surrounded by yeah, beautiful I suppose just spirit, love, whatever it is we feel is happening, that you're getting beautiful guidance if you're listening.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
So yeah, Rick Kempe, thank you so much. I will be in contact
Absolutely.
with you. Okay. Thank you. And thanks, John. Thanks, everyone. Claudia. Whoa.
Are you familiar with the book The Artist's Way?
Yes. In fact, I think it's in a box somewhere.
That's where we pulled the morning pages from.
I, if
I-
you find it, this might be a good time to just even skim it. It's
She
very
wrote a new
fun.
book. There's a new version
Did
of
she?
it, like, yeah, for retired people or something like that. But she revisited it many years later, and that one is excellent too. I have that
Fantastic.
book.
Okay. Thank you, you guys.
I wouldn't be surprised
Yay.
out of nowhere, Jane, because Uranus is a planet that's in a supporting angle right now to all this, and this is out of nowhere kind of business. This is like, oh, I didn't know I wanted to do that, and then boom, you just do it.
Okay. Okay, cool. This is cool because again, I I don't know yet. I don't know what's landed, but I feel like it's going to, it's
Yeah,
just it's like
that's okay.
all the
Sure.
pieces are coming together.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm so glad we talked.
Thank you.
This is all good stuff. I'm
and
happy.
we have a few more folks to do, so we shouldn't be too bad on time, right?
No, I think we're fine. I don't think we have too many. So we have Diane up. Okay. Somebody tell me, where's the action? Diane could probably tell me.
Another one.
Whoa. Wow.
We've got,
Amazing.
because now she's been uh studying astrology. So here we go. We're right here. This is where it is. And it's going to definitely, seep into this right here across the descendant. So again, Diane, you've heard us talking to the other ladies that have this in the sixth house. It's, about uh, I don't know what you do. Well, I do know that you're a therapist, but what that looks like for you at this point in your career, in your life. But this could express itself with health, with your daily routine, and of course, how you serve in the world, how you serve yourself, and what you do for yourself. Um, and I'm trying to see if she has anything else. Yeah, this is going to eventually trine your own Saturn. That's not for a few years yet, at least of like 3 years, um, probably more. But this is, and eventually it's going to cross over your descendant, um, fully into the seventh house, which is going to probably look, it's going to be a different energy going into the seventh house because you do have planets in there. But right now, oh, it's also going to trine. Look at that. It's also going to trine your own Uranus, like
Right.
Jane, similar to Jane.
Well,
Which
Jane and
is
I are born, just a couple weeks apart.
Oh, interesting. And with your time
Exactly.
of day, you
Nice.
have such
Yeah.
a close overlay pattern.
Yeah, she was
It's
born at
interesting, isn't
March
it? It's really,
27th, and then I was born April 18th. Um,
yeah.
when we started talking about it, what really stood out to me was actually the health stuff. I've got a lot of health stuff that's up right now. And part of it, though, is really getting down the practices that will keep me healthy. Like, I'm not very good at the basics of
yeah.
well, I'm better with eating now, exercise, meditation, those kinds of things. And I'm at a point now where I really need to do that because I'm 68. And it's really been a focus for me. So I think of, getting that discipline of Saturn working for me. And I do have a sense, though, that part of that is to allow me to go on and then serve in some way.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
I can share some thoughts here for you. Um, Uranus is in the transiting the early part of Gemini. So that's actually going to possibly give you an awakened understanding of any mysteries that may be within your own experience. So any health crises, you may be tuning in to answers that will help you navigate your health journey. And it's also got Pluto down in the fourth house because it's just entered Aquarius. So there's another space where very personal energies are possibly going to be awakened with this mini trine, the grand trine that we have, focusing on your sixth house of the everyday health issues. So that's very encouraging for the Libra rising that you guys both have that early Libra.
Yeah. Yeah. You talked about how you're finding some health stuff. So you're right on time. You had this uh dissatisfaction with your health,
Mhm.
whether it was
Mhm.
brought to your attention by because
Right.
you yourself did it, or because something was like annoying you, or an irritation, a health scare.
Mhm.
But think about, you're now going to be really helped with this energy, really helped. And Uranus is going to give you more energy to do that.
Mhm.
So take
Mhm.
advantage of that energy every day. Try to get up and even just, I'm just consistent, be consistent. Um, Saturn's going to help you with this. And, you know, you've got quite a few years. Well, you've got a few years until it goes into your descendant, your seventh house, and keeps moving. I mean, it's really going to travel your whole seventh house is going to be after about 2027, 28. It's all seventh house stuff, which is very
Yeah.
different. So get ready for that, whatever that is. You just said you're gonna serve in some way. How that looks, we don't know. If that's what
Yeah.
it is, we don't know. But see this as a preparatory time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the best I can tell is has something to do with helping with, healing, growth, expansion, that kind of thing. I don't think it'll be in the therapy field per se.
Right.
I could be wrong about that, but I
Yeah.
can feel myself kind of moving away from that.
Even though Saturn will pull away faster, it's still going to leave Neptune in the middle and Uranus and Pluto, and that Uranus, Neptune, Pluto mini grand trine is going to be in effect for the next 4 to 5 years.
Hmm.
So you get to ride this wave and make
Yeah.
a
You
lot of
said
use of it.
Pluto is in Aquarius right now. Yeah. Oh, that's right. It's in
Correct.
the early degrees of Aquarius. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Wow.
Uranus is in the early degrees of Gemini.
Yeah. Hmm.
So Neptune joining in this mini grand trine, Saturn's giving it a great punch,
Hmm.
and we're all going to be aware of it and partaking of it as we are consciously able.
Mm.
It's good energy to have like that, wind beneath your sails. It is energy that does require you. It doesn't just fall in your lap. It requires some action on your part, but it will support you. It will help
Mhm.
you. You just have to take the steps. So that's great. I would say,
Yeah, I'm actually excited about having Saturn kind of on my side.
yeah, absolutely. I always, and Saturn is known to get really, he likes people, especially after their second Saturn return. I feel like Saturn starts to really just, you've paid your dues, your Saturnian dues. I find that it does. It's like people tend to appreciate Saturn as opposed to resist Saturn or be like, oh God, not Saturn, not a Saturn transit. Because you get it now. Nothing really is going to come and fall on your lap, but it's okay. You're willing to
Mhm.
put the effort in, and it will help you. Boy, when Saturn helps you, it helps you. So
Mhm.
you have good things to look forward to, I think.
Yeah, it feels like that.
Yeah.
Especially since we can start to think of Saturn as the kind coach.
Take
Well,
away.
it's interesting because I've been partly because of Deborah Silverman, given a different view of Saturn. In her work, she sees Saturn as what holds your life purpose, like
Oh,
where
yeah.
it is in your natal chart. And I think of it as kind of karma, but karma in the sense of this is what I'm here to do.
Yeah,
Sure.
that can definitely,
Absolutely.
totally. And you have Jupiter right about to get onto your midheaven. That's
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
really,
Going through your ninth house right now.
so is Jupiter, let's look at this.
Well, then it's probably squaring my natal Jupiter, isn't it?
Jupiter is currently at 7 degrees of Cancer. So,
I think her midheaven was 6.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
what is your own Jupiter? Is that what you said, Diane?
Actually, no, we're not there yet. My Jupiter is at 11 Pisces.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on your midheaven. I don't know
Oh,
how
wait a
that's
minute.
gonna look
I'm
for
sorry.
you.
That's not right. It's Virgo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like 23
It's in the
Pisces,
12th house.
Virgo.
That's why I got confused. Yeah.
Right.
So it's in the 12th house, but it's Virgo. Yeah.
Well, this is a time where you could be seeing some things happening around your place
Mhm.
in the world. What are you known for? What do you want to be known for? What are you working towards that you're gonna on a higher level, like say for example a group community, um or your career.
And while you had Jupiter in the 12th as your lifetime, now in this space where it moves through the 10th, that is a wonderful time to bring some of your personal ideas out into public.
Hmm.
It will bring you luck. It'll bring you possibilities of even securing some sort of professional way of monetizing as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's a good, I mean, that's a good transit. Jupiter through your midheaven is a great transit.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep us posted. We have to get in the habit of doing this. We talk about transits all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to give each other like updates. Hey, remember how we talked about blah, 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 blah? Well, here's what happened. I think we should leave like a few minutes in case we do have, because I mean, I see it all the time. I see it all the time with my chart. I see it with my friends, my kids. You guys must see it too. I don't know if you follow your own chart and your own astrology, but I'm going to be checking up on you, Diane. That's great. You're going to be in good shape.
So Jupiter right now, where did you say it is?
It's at
Seven.
7 degrees of Cancer,
I
and
On
have it
your
as 6 degrees of
midheaven.
Cancer.
On your midheaven.
you have
Yeah.
it in your natal chart. It's at 6 degrees in the sky right now.
No,
It's at
no.
No.
She's seeing something different in the transit.
Yeah,
Is what
I'm
she's saying.
seeing that Jupiter right now is at 6 degrees, almost 7 degrees of Cancer.
Which is your
So-
midheaven, which is why Rick said
Right.
that it's coming into the public.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like right there on my midheaven.
Yep.
Interesting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. You're gonna have to you owe us an update in a few
Yeah.
months. So,
Thank you.
yes, absolutely. It's good to have you, Diane.
We need like a WhatsApp chat group. Hey, guess what happened today?
I know.
That might be a good way to go ahead and include Sean. He does WhatsApp more effectively.
Yeah.
Oh, is that where he is? Okay.
So we've got John.
I see May likes the idea too.
So he's got an interception right here, but it's right here. Here, let me get my little thingy here. It is, it's right here, right now. So it's just past his midheaven,
Yeah.
and it's gonna go across his whole 10th house. This Saturn Neptune is gonna go across his 10th house. That's a big,
Yep.
that's a big deal. And if
For
I remember
sure.
correctly, you have a relatively new job.
That is correct.
Yeah. And that to me, that feels like there's some sort of like a birth of a new aspiration or something where you are really going to be in service to others. But it's because of, I know you just went through a Uranus transit. It's also forcing you to kind of be true to yourself.
You're
Not
another
kind
one though that has that Uranus transiting Uranus that moves slowly, just hanging on your Venus at 0 degrees Gemini.
Yes, I know.
So you're going to really have a ball with the creativity as well. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to that one. I mean, really, it's
Mhm.
Uranus in my 11th house has been very fun, you guys. Like, it's been like, I saw it coming and I never really thought it was like, I was like, okay, what's this going to be like? And, you know, I've had
Yeah.
a lot of just, it's been a very creative time. It's been a very group oriented time for me.
Social.
Very, very social. I don't expect this to be any different. I'm not sure how it'll fully manifest yet, but true to Uranus, it'll probably show up when I least expect it.
Right.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, of course, Saturn's at the top of my chart now too, or nearing that. It's still got a
Yes.
little bit more to go, so you know that's also significant. So
And
I'm also,
Saturn loves and Saturn loves being in the 10th house.
yeah,
This is
it
great,
does.
John. This is really great.
Yeah,
Yeah. The fact, yeah, the fact that it just, so what, this circle is in the way, your midheaven's at 21 Pisces?
24.
24.
24, okay.
Yeah, it's past. It won't be back to the point, even though it'll um,
Yeah,
retrograde back
it'll
into
retrograde.
Pisces. It gets
No, but
close.
that's
Super close.
lovely. All this, I mean, I'm feeling like what you're currently doing for your job is, it suits you a lot more, or it feel like you have a future in it. We'll see. I
I
mean,
do. I think I do, Claudia.
I think with that South Node in Aries right there too, it may be a wonderful time for revisiting old patterns and coming up with new strategies to go ahead and navigate them. You know?
Yeah, it's a good thought, Rick.
Yeah, especially the way you start things.
oh my God, and you're having a Jupiter return.
Yeah, just passed.
Oh
Oh,
my
wow.
gosh.
Well, that was me. That was me proposing to my girlfriend on top of the CN Tower. I planned that one.
OMG.
I saw that one coming, so I'm like,
That's
I'm like,
amazing.
babe, how do you want to do a trip up to Toronto?
Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Claudia.
Yeah,
Many
that's,
blessings.
Yeah,
yes,
but I'm
absolutely.
excited about these other transits too. I'm really
Did she
curious.
say
Yeah.
yes, John, or what?
Oh yeah, she definitely. Yeah, she said yes. I mean, I had to hope with Jupiter, right? But no, that's it. It definitely worked out.
That's great. Oh my gosh, that's great.
Now you're in trouble.
No turning back now.
Well, you have, it looks like you have, I mean, I mean, the truth is, we're all doing our own thing in our charts here, but you're getting supportive energy, we're all getting really supportive energy, I feel.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of have to ride the wave while it's doing it, while it's
Mhm.
here. That's awesome. Do you think we should look at Rick's chart? Wait, have we looked at Linda? We haven't looked
We
at,
have to
No.
look at Linda's first
we have to look at Linda
It'll
and
be
then
fast. It'll be-
because of how much. Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
when you look at it, you're gonna go, oh, that. Hmm.
Here we go again.
Yes, it's a.
okay. This is thing in my way. I'm sorry. I can't see this stupid thing is in my way. Oh, that. So this is where the action is. Starting out in her 4th house, and it's going to go into her 5th house.
Look at what it's across from.
Yeah, everything. It's like
Mhm.
everything.
I mean,
Like,
I live with Neptune, Saturn, like every day. I mean, that's just, I mean,
Mm,
that's every day. My sun is between them. You know,
Right.
so I mean, I'm not even thinking, it's just,
That's what
you
some would
might not
refer
even
to
feel,
as a rolling conjunction
yeah,
from
yeah,
Mercury onto Neptune,
right.
yeah,
because from one to the next to the next is all within orb.
yeah. I mean, you know, I don't mind either energy, so it's likely to be, I don't know what'll happen, but
Yeah.
it's
Maybe you take care of some things around the house?
I hope not.
No, maybe proactively because you want to, not because you have to, you know?
Well,
But
yeah,
yeah,
that would be
Well,
good.
it's also the psyche, the mind. I look at it as the soul of the chart because it is the psyche. It is the part that you've at the bottom where you fill it first. The same way our home is a representation of our selves. So there's a lot of um, undervaluing of the fourth house, but it really does connect a lot to the soul. And
yeah. And
looking at your uh, yeah.
she's also going to have a nodal return um by the end of next year. Let me oh, I can't get out of the screen and check it. But it actually sooner than that, maybe. At sometime in 26. I can look it up for you, Linda, but I'm curious to see what that's gonna look like. I love the nodal return to me is just a really great time of a realization of something coming to fruition, but it's really to me it's internal. It may
Mhm.
not be, it could be, some event, but to me it's a big time. You don't get those very often. Um, there's something coming into your awareness emotionally. Um, something spiritual maybe, something where you're, giving of yourself to others. But you're another one I'm going to check up on.
Yeah. I'm interested in it. Rick and I used to, when we had appointments, we talked, and one time he gave me a big homework assignment about the Saturn Neptune thing. It bothered him. I mean, I have to say it bothered him. And he wasn't sure. He kept talking about what happens when you combine those energies. I mean, I probably heard that 50 times. What happens when you combine those two energies? I was like, I don't know. But I mean, when you live with it, it's not that, you know what I mean? It's hard to think
Sure.
about it,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when you call it the kind coach, I always experience it as sort of the push me, pull you thing, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
The Neptune for me sometimes is a tendency to be a little escapist. I mean, I don't drink and I don't smoke. I don't do drugs, but I can get lost in all manner of things. I can go down a research rabbit hole. I can get into a Netflix whole day of crapola, but Saturn is that more disciplined side of me. And so I feel like, my sun is sitting in the middle there and I'm a Libra, you know, and so there's that, it feels balanced to me. I mean, if I go too far one way, I'll go in the next direction. So I don't know. I don't have any idea what it's going to be like, and
Yeah.
then there's my Jupiter sitting there in the you know
Oh, yeah. A
in
Jupiter
the
return for Linda as well.
uh,
I'm
and
sorry, not a Jupiter return. Not at all.
well,
Sorry.
but all this
That all this is going to
it's going
bump
to
into
roll
her
over
Jupiter.
Eris and
Right.
Jupiter. So it'll be extremely interesting to see what happens. And I wish I had a insight into what it'll mean. It's too many energies to combine at one time for me to get a fix on it. I just think I have to be like aware. I mean, I guess I would say consciousness should be my watchword. You know, I need to be conscious.
That's a good one.
I need to be conscious of what's going on. And I mean, I don't know very much about the fourth house because I don't have much sitting in there. So, you know, I don't know what's the fourth house do?
It is the place of home and family, but I personally look at it as also psyche, because and it also is the place where we look at for the ancestors.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
You've got your North Node there. That's
that
really
seems like it.
important.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
It's very
oh.
much
You're
about
getting some
foundation.
awareness. Tell me how that reflects.
Okay, I'm just going to tell, I'm going to like a 1 minute story because we need to move on. But last week I sat on my porch and I smelled natural gas. And I just had a generator installed. So I was like, oh, you know. And I thought I went to class and came back, I could still smell it. And so the gas guy came and he checked everything and he found a very minute leak in the basement where they had hooked the generator up. And he said to me, there's no way you could have smelled this.
Hmm.
And I said to him, then why are you here? Because obviously I could smell it
Mm-hmm,
because I called you and
mm-hmm,
you found a leak.
mm-hmm.
And all I could think of was, because you know, I have the clairaudient thing, and all I could think of, oh, I have a smelling superpower that I didn't know I had because he said nobody could smell this. He said no one could smell a leak this minute, and I said, well, I evidently did.
Yeah.
I think there's when you said psyche, I think there's
Hmm.
something going on with me that I don't understand,
Well,
and that
that could certainly also have been support from your ancestors to tickle your intuitive faculties
well, you know,
for
there's
the um that would be clairalience,
I
the
have
ability to smell psychically.
well, I mean, I have an extraordinary sense of smell anyway, and people always,
Right.
you know, um, you know, uh, I mean,
And women in general have a stronger sense of smell than men.
you know, it's why I don't like to eat certain foods because they're too strong for me because of their smell. But
Mhm.
but I'm convinced that I smelled it, and I don't know if it was real or if it was
It was found.
in the head, you know, like information. It was information. There was a gas leak.
Okay.
I acted on it. So when you say your psyche, what do you mean by that exactly? Your your
The whole
Would that
being
be
of
Neptune?
your mind and spirit
okay. Yeah.
connected,
Yeah,
you know?
we probably have to talk about this later. I mean, I need to
Sure.
think about it some because there's something going on. I just don't know what it is.
It's also interesting that it would be in your basement, your
Oh yeah.
home,
Well,
with all this energy there,
and
because
you know
that's
what
where Saturn and Neptune are.
and you could and you
Wow.
know what Rick D would say about the basement.
Right.
You know that you need to the whole
Clean your basement.
cleaning the Pluto thing and cleaning the basement. So I don't know. So there's um but if especially when it's a house, it's about got to pay attention to things and
Hmm.
we'll see. We'll see
Well,
what
I'm
happens.
really grateful. I'm very grateful that you have a good sense of smell because that could have been very bad.
Wow, that's right. And he said, "Oh, there's no way you could smell it." I said, "Why are you here then?"
So dangerous, explosive things in your basement. So what needs to be cleared out by Saturn? What do dangerous explosive things represent? I wonder.
I'm also looking at it from a different perspective. How is it that you're going to be able to diffuse things with your spiritual connection?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I guess right now, especially since Jupiter is going to be in the vicinity, that's like I have I always feel like I'm very lucky because I think Jupiter is a lucky planet.
Well,
And
Jupiter in the fifth is.
Yeah.
it's a lucky planet, and it's my bucket handle. And I'm thinking, I'm just interested in what's going to happen, and I think that I have to start. You know, my therapist is retiring in September.
Mhm.
You know, and my astrologer, oh, he's in another astral plane now, and I can't tell him. And so I'm thinking, I feel like I'm gonna be on my own a little bit, and I need to like shore that. Maybe that's the foundation, is to shore up my spiritual connections and make sure that I have
Mhm.
structure in good shape. I don't know.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Uh, what I get is, because I'm like this, and I study with Rick, so I'm like this. That thing with the gas, something's trying to get your attention. And we don't know what it is right now. And it's not about the gas. It's not about the gas, and you know that. And it seems like, yeah, it's just you call the guy, he comes and fixes it. But all these things don't, everything is purposeful. So it's just something to think about. And you may not get it until months from now. Think all this stuff is going to start to, the wheels are turning in your psyche, in your heart, in your spirit, in your mind, in your emotional life. This is big emotional stuff. Big. Fourth house is emotion. Um,
Oh, I hate that.
oh, well, the fact that you just said that makes me think that this part of it,
Whoa.
we need to talk. We should have,
You need to open the valve and let some of that out.
Maybe so. Or maybe tighten it.
You've got your North Node in the fourth house in Pisces. That's very watery, emotional. You got to open that up.
Yes, but that's also where she historically has not been comfortable. It is a new experience for her soul to be bringing that balance in. So
Right.
being emotionally literate is
So
a
maybe the
very
gas
important
leak
thing.
was telling her that, right?
Quite possibly.
quite
Not the
possibly.
poisonous kind, not the poisonous emotions,
But don't you
but
think
the
emotions are also
loving
linked?
ones.
Don't you think emotions are linked with intuition?
I certainly
Definitely.
do.
Pisces is,
With
yeah.
with I mean, it depends on someone's process. Everybody intuits differently. You can
Mhm.
intuit from every element. It just depends on how you roll. Yeah.
And you do get it from your belly, right? Which is also Cancer. That part of your body, pay attention to your feelings, your intuitive feelings.
I get it here.
Yeah.
And I get
Well,
it
she has such Libra energy
in my
that the
chest.
voice is also
And Mercury's right
triggered
there
from the,
too.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe chakra work, opening up those chakras. That would be safe, maybe. Rick, you
We
would probably know about that.
Oh, it's very safe. Yeah, we should have more conversations personally. Maybe we can do some of that also on our Facebook community group.
That'd be good.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I should
Talk
probably
about woo woo.
I need some woo woo
That's
in
our
my life.
specialty here.
We'll be levitating on our seats.
Woo woo
I've
is
been wanting
good.
to do a podcast on the chakras, but I feel like I'm not there yet, but I want to be, and I will be, because I think there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. There's so much. Whether
We
it's
can learn from
I'm gonna throw a
Ayurvedic.
plug out there. Check out Carolyn May's work,
oh yeah.
Anatomy of the Spirit.
I've been
Yes.
Oh
reading
yeah.
her for 20 years.
That
She's awesome.
that you can go through it and just look at the charts,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to just soar with more understanding. Just looking at the charts that she puts together.
Yeah.
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 Alrighty then. So,
Oh
do you want
my.
to? How about looking at the one TW real quick?
Okay.
I came across something because this individual works with sound and vibration,
Mm-hmm.
and as you pop that chart up, like you have, I will say It was only this past Tuesday that I was explaining about the glyph for Aquarius, that it is not the water waves, but it is the air waving above the water. And then it dawned on me, because of his his work with frequency includes Tibetan throat singing. So he uses vibration, and it's essentially like etheric harmonies.
Wow.
So that's a fascinating concept. And this is someone who has the Saturn. Oh, you put the wrong year in.
Oh no.
It's 1989.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I screwed everything up.
When I looked, I'm thinking that's the right ascendant. That's not the right
Okay,
year.
July 24th, 1989.
Right, correct.
Okay. Here
Rick,
we
you
go.
were talking about the throat singing, and Linda said that she feels her intuition in her throat. So maybe aren't you in a chorus or something, Linda?
No.
Did you ever say you sang?
Oh, years when I was a kid, but not now.
Maybe just chanting.
Sing in the shower.
Humming is great. It's very good for the body and soul. This shows us that one of those folks from the 1989 birth year that has that Saturn Neptune conjunction, this will be an especially strong time for them. And I'm running across more of them in my files.
Yeah.
So that is being repeated. And then looking at it in their Aryan house, it would be in, wow, there's a Pisces interception in the first, so it actually is blessing that first house. And that Aquarius is in the 12th for the Pluto, and then the Gemini is in the 3rd. So there's where we have the transiting Uranus.
Yeah.
That looks intriguing.
That's strong for this person.
Absolutely.
In Gemini in the 3rd.
Right.
This could be a very big time.
There's a lot of spiritual teaching that he engages in, which having Saturn in the 11th in general, and as a ruler, having both Aquarian rulers in the 11th.
Yeah.
That's extra nice. It's quite an intriguing experience to watch.
It
And
is.
yeah.
I'm sure it will be, to watch this progression of his development and what he decides to do with it, or what comes over him, as Rick would have said. What comes over you?
So I'm curious to go ahead and have you look at my chart, because my vertex is at 1 degree Capricorn.
Okay, so I don't have the vertex on my
I understand, so I'm just throwing,
but
that's where it is.
we're gonna
which puts the anti-vertex at 1 degree Cancer.
What is the vertex?
Some refer to it as the gate of destiny. It's a mathematical point. And it has a lot to do. I'll tell you what, we'll do more discussion on the vertex another time, because my brain's getting clogged at the moment.
Well, it sounds like it's not an easy discussion. I mean, like a quick discussion.
Right. The math is eluding me at the moment. Yeah. So
it's literally right on your 9th house cusp. One of your favorite houses, Rick.
Right. Yeah.
Saturn and Neptune are really just they're now in his ninth house, the cusp, they're gonna keep traveling over this way, which is such a big time for him to
Launch other things.
launch,
Hmm.
solidify those spiritual.
And Pluto being in the 6th is adding its energy,
Oh yeah,
transiting Pluto, you know.
yes, yes. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. That's
So
gonna
that,
give you that's gonna bump you up.
yeah.
Will it
Yeah.
be a relief to get it out of your eighth house?
Oh, I have not had a problem with this. That,
Oh, good.
I mean,
Probably excited to see it go into his ninth house.
having it get in, but it's interesting you say that though, because Saturn is the ancient chronometer of death. So having it running through the 8th, it has been a time of a lot of losses. I know that from Black Friday of 21 to Black Friday of 22, I had 13 funerals in 13 moons. So
Wow.
it was crazy jam packed. And that was just probably coming up into this space where Saturn was going through there. But yeah, it's been a busy ride, but at the same time, I feel like it has been a very healing space.
Yeah.
Same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I take it very consciously.
Well, you are going to enjoy it being in the ninth house for sure, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
This
I just noticed that the sun moon midpoint there,
is at 11. So it's gonna oppose.
opposite my Eris.
Yeah, and it's going to,
Hmm.
that's gonna be approaching soon. I feel like
Right.
that's gonna be really, okay, so I don't pay attention to midpoints, until
Generally.
I had a really strong experience with them in the last 8, 9 months. And it's such a significant point in our charts that, oh my God, I'm like, why didn't I look at this before? Um, but that's gonna be, I think that's gonna be big.
Rick pointed out to me that that is what rounds out the trine of the sun to the moon to Eris, um making it so that because of that justice issue in the ninth, that I tend to not be bothered by enemies.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of deflects them.
Mm, that makes
Yeah,
sense. That makes
yeah.
sense. I'm excited for you because I think you're gonna make a really good use of this transit. Going into your ninth house is going to, I know you have things that you wanna get going on.
Oh, and they're
This is
going.
gonna be supportive,
Yeah,
so supportive. I
I
mean,
definitely am
it's,
grateful for it.
yeah, I mean, and the fire signs are gonna really benefit from this. The fire, Aries, Leo, Sag, they're gonna benefit from this quite a bit.
Hmm.
Or at least more so than the other signs, only because it's, it's just easy, harmonious energy, flowy,
Hmm.
helpful. Um, so that's fantastic.
You bring something interesting up when we're looking at that mini grand trine from Aquarius, Aries, and Gemini of the outer planets. They're
Mhm.
all in active or masculine signs.
Yes. Oh
So
yeah.
it's really going to be uh, less about management and more about execution.
Yeah, much more dynamic, much
Yeah,
more just go, really where you would have been thinking about something for years, you're just gonna be able to do it now. And
right.
it's uh, it's gonna be great for a lot of us. A lot of
Mhm.
people are really gonna run with this big time.
So let's look at your chart.
Mine is, we haven't seen one with where it is with mine, and I'm hoping that this is a good one. I mean, I have to admit, it's here. It's a pretty good place for it.
Right.
The 11th house is a
Hopes,
nice
goals,
place.
wishes, friends.
Yeah. I have so many significant changes coming up in my life, and there are things that I want to do. This would be really helpful for me to, just like Rick as a Leo, this would be the, just go do it, Claudia. Stop thinking about it. Just go
Right.
do it.
Like somebody I know, Claudia.
Maybe after like 10 years, I will finally launch my website and all the things I want to do. But this is great. When I first, like I said before, when I started to think about this energy months ago, I wasn't exactly appreciative of it. And now I really am like, oh, this is, if you're conscious about
Right.
what's happening, it changes your whole way of thinking about it.
Everything changes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I want to make good use of it. This is like the universe going, here's this thing. I got you this thing. You can do whatever you want with it, but I'm still giving it to you. Isn't that great? And we all get that. All of us.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm excited. It's also gonna, go bump into my Aries, and it's gonna trine my sun eventually. Not right now. But good nonetheless. So thank you all. This was great. This was such a great conversation. It always is.
Thank you, Claudia and Rick,
Yes.
and
Yes.
everyone else
Thank
It
you.
was a
Yeah.
fun.
for
Lots
all
of
your
fun.
participating. Yes.
July 24th, I believe it is. So,
That's 2 weeks from now.
Yes.
okay. We're going to
Yay.
talk about, I forgot the title. Erica can tell me the title, but it's
It
really
says
about
transits. I
transits
still
and-
have it on my phone.
Great.
Transits and timing of spiritual growth. Oh, this is perfect for what we've just been talking about.
I know I did it on purpose. No, I didn't.
To be continued.
There are no astrological accidents.
True. So
Yes, but
Yeah.
there's also spiritual help from the other side.
yeah, big time, big time. So yes, let's come back July 24th, maybe you can join us. Diane, it's great to see you. Jane, it's been a little while. I'm very happy for all of you. I think we're all going to do very well in this transit. And if not, we have each other, and you can call on me anytime.
And I'm
We're
available
so
as well.
lucky. We're so lucky. And
We
Linda,
really
you
are. We
keep
really,
on
really
using your
are.
nose, for heaven's sakes. Maybe you can help other people.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
I
right.
Superpowers. Oh my God.
I know. Well, thank you all. Take care of
Thank
yourselves.
you.
See you next time.
Thank
Have a
Many
good
you.
blessings,
Yeah,
everyone.
much
Everybody,
love.
bye,
Bye.
YouTube
Much
friends.
love.
Love you
Bye-bye.
all.
Bye. Much love.
Bye.
Night.
Congratulations, Dr. John.